Hey, it's Courier Girl, and let's go to Omaha, Nebraska for another job search video. So I checked out Omaha, and the metro area has just under 1 million people, so it's a pretty good sized city. And then I zoomed out to see what is around Omaha. So we've got Des Moines, Iowa. I think it's Iowa, yeah. Over here, we have Lincoln down here, Sioux City up here, and if you zoom out even more, Kansas City and Topeka are over here. So let's check out some of the distances just to see where we're going. So Lincoln is about an hour away. Des Moines is about 2 hours away. Sioux Falls is about almost 3 hours away, and Kansas City is also about 3 hours away. And this is Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City, Kansas is, of course, right next door across the state line. So there are some good cities that are within driving distance to do in between city work. All right, let's go straight to the job search and get started here. Courier Business, Omaha, Nebraska. I already looked it up. We're going to do the map first and then go through the Google results. Let's see. This is a freight forwarding service, so we don't really look at those. JLSX Press, Package, and Carrier Services. Let's check them out. Critical deliveries, updates. They haven't posted a lot, but that's okay. Read down this and find out more about it. Here's a phone number right here. It's kind of within an article. And call now is probably going to want to dial it from my computer, so I'm not going to do that. Contact us. Here's their phone number. No email listed, but that is okay. It says they're open 24 hours, but of course call during kind of normal daytime office hours instead of calling them in the middle of the night. Oh, here's a phone number right here too. So, and let's just see if they have anything here. I would go through their website and check them out before calling, but give them a call and find out what they're doing and if they need any couriers. So, Midlands Messenger service is a courier service. And they have offices in both Omaha and Lincoln. And Lincoln was, what did we say, about an hour away? Interesting that they don't have the area code. In today's world, you need an area code, so it's right up here at the top. They just didn't put it down here. We're going to look at this in just a minute. So they're doing city to city, Lincoln to Omaha. So they're doing shuttles back and forth. That makes sense. You can look at their about us services, city to city and additional cities on request. And route scheduled service after hours and COD deliveries, meaning you would collect money when you did it. Contact right here, phone numbers, and use the contact form for email if you want to do email, or you can click there and you'll get a contact form also. Employment opportunities. We're looking for self-motivated people who own their own covered truck or minivan with the rear seats removed for cargo space. So they want cargo trucks or minivans. You could probably do a pickup truck if it had a cap on it, or maybe one of those flat covers, although that may not be enough room to stack boxes. If you only have a car, I would call them anyway because they may have some stuff that you can do. You just don't know. Okay. Monday through Friday, local and out-of-town routes are available. Here's when you get paid. Two-wheel hung cart is needed. Vehicle must be in good working condition. In other words, they don't want to be rescuing broken down drivers. And you know me, I'm all about maintenance. And it says not to call, but to come in person 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So they don't want to be called. They want to be in person. So let's see where they are. Contact us. This is a P.O. box. You can't go see a P.O. box in person. I would call them and say, I would love to come and talk to you about working for you, but I need a street address. Your website only has a P.O. box. And I'm sure they will be able to accommodate you. All right, let's go on to the next one. Dash, mobile courier service. We've looked at Dash before. We'll look at it again since this is a different city search. Oh, all right, this might be a local Dash instead of the national Dash that we've looked at. So that's important too. You could find companies with similar names in cities, but don't assume it's the national company. Check them out first. And you can see from their logo, it's different than what we've seen before. So they do not have a website, so you want to call them. Here's their phone number. Call them after 9 a.m. And they wrote a little paragraph about themselves. That's an interesting paragraph. They're talking about an onslaught perpetuated by the introduction of artificial intelligence and its uncontrollable effects. In other words, they want to deal people to people, and that makes sense to me. I like dealing with actual people too. I don't like to get caught in a computer nightmare when I try to call somebody or try to order online and I can't get what I want. So I get it. They're putting the human touch into their work. So give them a call and see what they're all about. Inter-cities courier systems. Inter means between. And here's their phone number. They do not have a website. Did they write a paragraph about themselves? No, they did not. However, I would say, here's their address right here from a search site. Oh, and here's their address up here. So what I would do is I would give them a call, and intercities probably means they're going from city A to city B, but you don't know that for sure. They might have some local stuff too. And it could also be between Omaha and surrounding areas as well. Okay. Courier concepts, courier service, no website. Here's their phone number. They don't have a street address listed, but from the picture, it looks like they're running out of their house, which is fine. A lot of people do that. You're actually running with your vehicle, so you don't need to have an office. They had a bad review 4 years ago and a great review 9 months ago, and they did not write a paragraph about themselves. So the best thing to do is just give them a call. Let's see, ABA Courier Solutions. They do have a website. Courier service in Omaha, opening at 9 a.m. Phone number right here, address right here, office hours are here. Let's see. Other than contact, they don't have anything else. This is a one-page website, and that's fine. I would just call them and see what they do and what they have available, because they don't even really talk about what their services are or anything. But that doesn't mean anything. That just means that they didn't make a fancy website. Okay, priority 1, courier and delivery. Let's see. Here's their phone number. And when you scroll down a little bit, you lose it. So there it is. Service areas, 9 different states and nationwide, and they want to expand. So Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Colorado, Arizona, Ohio, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. If you are interested or have any other questions, please call this number. That's where you call, or send them an email. Looks like their headquarters is in Omaha. Let's check out their services. E-commerce, retail, final mile, on-demand, distribution, warehousing. No files to download. About us, you can read this. Oh, there's not much to read. Contact us. And there you have it. It's interesting to me that they say that they are in all of these different locations. So if you are a courier in another location, you can call and ask if they need people in that area, or if you wanted to start your own business or you had a courier business and you wanted to contract with them, that might be somebody to think about contacting. Their website doesn't really tell me enough about them to know if that would be a good idea or not, but see what IC vendor is, independent contractor. All right, it looks like they never finished this particular page because this is like, doesn't even make sense. And then there's the contact. Feel free to visit during normal business hours. You could stop in. Here is their address. Yeah. So if you are in a different city and you want to do work for them or through them, or help them get that city developed, they might be somebody worth contacting. I don't know for sure. Okay. Midlands Messenger, Omaha and Lincoln. They do not have a website, but here is their phone number. You know, because of their name and because of right here, not their name, but right here, you know they're going back and forth between the 2 cities and probably covering those cities as well. All right. Eastern Messenger Services. Here's their phone number. They do not have a website. It doesn't have a little paragraph about them, so you would have to just call them and find out what it is that they do and if they need help. Napa Rex. They do have a website, so let's check them out. Just by their name, I'm thinking auto parts, but we'll see. Oh, NAPARX, National Parcel Express. I was like, Napa Auto Parts. Okay, same day and delivery service. Local, national, international. Tells you a little bit about them. Here's a phone number at the top. Here's their social media. Remember to social media stalk them and find out more about them. And even if a company doesn't list social media, you can still search for them and see if they're on different social media. See about us, you want to read that. Services. Different things that they do. Locations, let's check that out. So they have all over the darn place. They have a lot of different ones. And it doesn't look like any of these links are clickable. So they're just telling you that they're available in Omaha. And news and events. There's our phone number at the top of the page again. Not a whole lot there. So I would call them in, not just in Omaha, but in any of the cities that they say that they're in. They also said, if you notice, that they're in Cincinnati, and I have not heard of them, so I don't think they have a huge presence here. But sometimes companies like this will have national contracts, and so they operate in many, many different cities, but they don't really advertise it because they're just servicing that contract. So yeah, and I didn't see any email or anything listed. They don't even really have a footer. So yeah, give them a call and see what they're all about. Okay. DHL Global Forwarding, we're going to skip that one. DHL Express, skip that one. General Delivery Courier Service. There are a lot of smaller courier services here in Delivery Omaha. Just want to make sure that that is the one that we found. Yep, that's it. All right, General Delivery. Omaha Mail Courier Exchange. Here's a phone number down at the bottom of the page. Remember to always look at the top and the bottom if you can't find it easily. This tells you about them, a little bit about them, and we're going to go to contact. Phone number and email. And you can also fill out this form, but you know me, I prefer to call rather than email people. Okay, who's next? Speedy, I get it, Speedy Delivery Service. Kind of clever, huh? This goes to Midwest Shipping and Delivery. Speedy, let's see. Here's a phone number right here down at the bottom. You can go through these different things, tells you the different types of things they do, track your shipment, find a location. Let's look at their locations. So these are like shipping locations, walk-in locations, different places where they are. Now this makes me wonder if it's like a, you know, FedEx or UPS store where you can ship things, but on-call pickup, pickup tags, shipping locations, returns. Let's just click on services and see if they're doing what we're looking for. 9 states. All of Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, North and South Dakota, Wisconsin, and some cities and zip codes in Michigan, Missouri, and Nebraska. So this is like companies who would want to ship things. So I'm not sure if it is about courier work or, like I said, more of a UPS type store. Let's see. 1,800 people at 35 locations, so they're pretty big. Competitive wages and comprehensive growing benefits. I bet this is a W-2 job. However, you could contact them. Their headquarters is in Minnesota. You could call them and just ask if they use independent contractors ever before writing them off. But it does look like it is a W-2 type job. ASAP Express. Overnight and early morning freight, so they're doing like next day, kind of like, you know, FedEx used to deliver before 10 a.m. I don't know if they still do that or not. Here's a phone number. Early morning, on-call next day service. You can, oh, here's for hiring inquiry, hiring@shipItasap.com. And here's their phone number, and here is their address, or it says drop by or give us a call anytime. So you can find out more about them there. I would read through, let's look at coverage area real quick. So pretty big coverage area. It's definitely regional, kind of local to regional, but it's bigger than just Omaha. Here's the cities that they do. And you can look at their FAQ. So you can just find out about that. And you can also read there about us, but I would call them and see if they are hiring independent contractors. Okay. Turf Carrier Messenger Services does not have a website. Here's their phone number. They're in Omaha. They did not write a little paragraph about themselves. Okay, RJ Delivery. Transportation Specialists. They used to be exclusively medical. Now they're doing business also. So they're doing medical and business to business type of deliveries. Pretty cool. You get a variety of things to do. Daily and weekly deliveries, those are like routes. Discount services. Delivery usually within 2 hours. About us. Tells you all about different things. And contact info. So you can use this form. You can actually, here's an email for Paul. Here's their Facebook link. Here's their phone number. So there's plenty of ways that you can get a hold of them. All right, there you go. I kind of get a good vibe about that company. Could be wrong, but just let you know. McLeod Expedite. Expediting is a little bit different than courier work because it's usually taking deliveries, including skids of product from point A to point B. What is this? Click allow to confirm that you are not a robot. I don't like that. Try it one more time. Copy link address. I don't do that kind of stuff. So now you see it's McLeodExpedite.com. Okay, they either have something weird going on with their website or anyway, I wouldn't go there. I would give them a call and say I can't get to your website. And I would find out more information about them. Because that's not very cool for a business to have that click allow thing. I don't like that at all. All right. Licensed and bonded in freight shipping and trucking. Call and ask what they do and find out if they do small vehicles, you know, cars, vans, box trucks, whatever, and if they use independent contractors. Okay. Midlands Messenger is a shipping company. On-call time-sensitive deliveries. Let's look at their website. Oh, we already looked at this one, Midlands Messenger. Yep. So we don't need to look at them again. Flash Transportation Services is a shipping company. From their picture, it looks like they're a storefront where you would take your boxes to be shipped rather than a courier company. So you can call them and ask, but here's their phone number, but I'm thinking they're not going to be doing courier work. All right, that's pretty many. So let's go ahead and go down the actual search outside of the map. So Associated Couriers. Hang on. Here we go. New tab. Omaha. Medical specimens, any other items in the Omaha area. Some of the things they do. This is for customers. You don't want to fill that out. More about what they do. Join our growing team. So this says apply now. This is like for jobs. This is like for contractors. We've looked at associated before. I'm going to come back to this in a minute. I just want to look at locations. So you can see they have a lot of locations all over the United States, mostly like the middle to the eastern, but they also have one way out here too. So you can find the location you want. We are looking for Omaha. We can view that exact location. And again, we don't have here's a phone number right here, toll free and a regular number. And this is in St. Louis, which is their headquarters. So that's probably not going to get you directly to their Omaha branch, but you could call and ask for a number for them. And here are their social media links. Okay, now let's go to Contractor Opportunities. If you own a good condition late model car, pickup, minivan, SUV, cargo van, sprinter, or box truck, then follow these directions. So the first thing you have to do is fill out an independent contracted courier information, ICCI pre-screened questionnaire. They work with OpenForce. OpenForce is kind of like a broker matching up people who want jobs to people who have jobs. The ICCI link will take you to OpenForce. For more contractor opportunities, contact us. So I think, I'm not sure, I think if you click apply now, it takes you to OpenForce. But it kind of doesn't make sense because it says click the link, but then where's the link? They're making you guess. So let's go to the contact us. I am not seeing this contact form. Here you go. You put your info in, driver looking for contract opportunity right there. And for services interested in, you could click them all if you wanted to, or you could click fewer of them if you don't want to do all of them. I probably would click them all and then see what's available. Then I would put a few questions here and your phone number and ask them to call you back. Phone number right here. All right, so that's what I would do there, or I would just call this number and ask them and explain that it tells you to use the OpenForce link, but you're not seeing the link on the website. Okay, we've looked at this company too with other job search videos in other cities. So, Sprint Delivery Company. Let us be your prompt and efficient delivery service. Local and regional. Here are the things that they do. Here are the services that they offer. Here's a phone number right here. Here are the cities in Nebraska and Iowa, and then on-demand regional delivery. Here's their contact phone number. We've already looked at that. If you want to send them an email, you can do that, and you can contact them on Twitter as well. I don't use social media to contact people for jobs. I use social media to find out more about their company. And I kind of see what they have to say, see how I feel about them. I don't know, it just gives me an overall better idea before I call somebody. A lot of times I'll just call them anyway, but that's part of the research that I do. Okay, again, here's their phone number. And it doesn't say anything specifically about drivers, but that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, we already looked at this part. Okay, there you go, Sprint Delivery, and they were not in the map search, so this is why we look at both, and I'm so glad I figured that out just a few weeks ago. All right, Yellow Pages is just a listing of courier companies. You can look at that if you want. I'm not going to right now. Prestige. Oh, and another thing about these, like Yelp, Yellow Pages, all of these, companies won't show up unless they put themselves there for the most part. I mean, maybe eventually after years they might show up, but for the most part you have to add yourself. Okay, Courier board. This is a board that will help you hook up with courier companies that you might want to do business with. You would go to, here's all the different places that they have courier boards. Omaha Courier. So they're going to try to main office location, secondary location. You can view details, but you probably have to sign up. Right, you have to sign up. So let's look at Join Now Carriers. This is more for courier companies than individuals. At the end of your trial membership, you may continue. So they're going to give you a trial probably for free, and then they're going to charge you. New business email alerts in up to 2 zip code zones. So you want citywide, that's not really going to help. Oh, it will, sorry, for each quote posted within 75 miles. So you could put like a downtown zip code in Omaha and it would go 75 miles out, and then you could put a downtown zip code in another city and it would go 75 miles. So that's $30 a month. You can post ads, additional driver want it. And you don't get a driver search with your free trial. Now, if you're a driver, not a carrier company, so this is a courier company who wants to get more business, and I've heard mixed things about these courier boards. A lot of them say it's really not worth it, but you could try it if you want it. So if you are just a driver and you don't have your own company, but you want to sign up, you want to like connect with people, CBD Driver is the website that everybody refers you to. And I've looked at this before. You can look for independent contractor jobs all over the darn country. So this is one to keep in mind. I have not used it. I've not had to use it, so I don't know how it works. If anybody does know how it works and if it's a good place to look for courier work, then let me know in the comments. And because I would love to give accurate information and I just don't know enough about this company to do that. All right. Who else? Midlands Messenger, we already looked at. Delivery, Omaha. Did we look at you already? Yes, we did look at that one already, so we don't need that one again. E-Courier service. Let's look at this one. We have looked at Easy Courier in other cities, but we have not looked at it today. So here's what they do. You can read all through here. Here are lots of different places where they are, U.S. major cities in U.S. states, so they are a national company. Here's their phone number. Let's see, price calculator, support, services, service provider, career. Let's go to contact us first. Same phone number, and here's like a customer service email, but that's probably not going to get you very far. And here is their social media. So let's go back up to career. Hiring independent contractors for New York and New Jersey branch. Day and night, both shifts available. That doesn't mean that Omaha is excluded. Most courier companies are always looking for good couriers. So, and this says car or van, GPS, Nextel radio. So if it's car or van for New York, it's probably a car or van for everybody else. Omaha. Let's click on Omaha. Omaha Courier Service. Same phone number. So there's no dedicated number for careers or jobs, and there's no contact in person, but it doesn't really say where. So I would try to find out by going through their contact us, calling this number, their local number for Omaha or whatever city you're in, call them, find out their address, find out how to go through the process of possibly working with them. Okay? All right, so we're done with this. We got enough so that we don't have to go to the next page. You can go to the next page, but I'm going to go on to the jobs so I can get done on time because I have about 20 minutes before I have to go on to my next route. I'm doing these in between routes. Isn't that funny? Okay, so jobs near Omaha. Okay, Nebraska Methodist Health System. Transporting, this is patient transport, so this is going to be a W-2 job, I'm almost positive. Patients, mail, supplies. So I'm just seeing if I think this is going to be a W-2 job, but you could start putting the application in, or you can go to their website, and it doesn't say anything. Here's jobs. They may refer you back to like the website that we were just on and have you apply. Here's a phone number though. You can call them, ask for human resources, and then ask a few questions. And here's their social media. Okay. Doordash, Caviar, both apps. Fedex is FedEx, but it says Courier. Courier Transportation, FedEx Express. This is just driver stuff. Okay. Delivery driver, jobsinlogistics.com. Make deliveries to customer job sites, load and unload trucks. Routine inspection of vehicles, plans routes. Just seeing. Work typically involves regular review of output by a senior coworker or supervisor. That tells me that it is a W-2 job. It doesn't say anything about benefits though, but under general supervision, all of this type of thing, it tells me that it's probably not an independent contractor. And you're probably driving their trucks. So, medical courier, ProMed Logistics. $20 to $30 an hour, $8-hour shift. Let's see, contractor. They're looking for a contractor. That means independent contractor. Dependable, car or van is fine. You have to be willing to drive in all weather. No CDL needed. So this is an independent contractor position, and let's look at the ProMed Logistics. This is in Lincoln, Nebraska. Let's look at this one. So they have a lot of different health, medical type contracts. For people looking for medical courier work, this would be a place to check out. And even though this is in Lincoln, I'm sure that it's doing both. Yeah, so Lincoln, Omaha. Here's their phone number in Omaha. Here's their phone number in Lincoln. And let's go to employment. So this is just an application. It's like a full job application. I would not fill this out until I talk to them and see if they use independent contractors. Okay? But it does say contractor right here, so I'm pretty sure they are. You just have to talk to them and find out what the details are and how to apply, because you're not applying for an employee position. So this talks about more of it. Let's see, please submit resume or work history. Prefer you send the email and I will call you. Full-time, part-time contract. Okay, so I do not see an email on here in the description. So I would probably call them at the phone number on the website and just say you saw the ad and you would love to email them your resume or talk to them about it, but you don't see an email address, and ask for one. Okay, FedEx, on-call courier, American Red Cross. On call 3 days a week. Delivery and return of blood products. $15 an hour with a shift differential, that plus daily on-call rate. That tells me it is a W-2 job. Let's see. Just seeing if it says anything about your car or their car. Skills and activities, legible penmanship. Man, a lot of people couldn't pass that. I write stuff down and later I'm like, what was that? And I even try to be neat. You know, the rise of technology has really hurt our penmanship, hasn't it? Okay. This is joining the American Red Cross. I think this is a W-2 job. All right. Let's see, delivery driver, Doordash. 165 daily, Omaha, veteran-owned sign-on bonus. If you finish early, you're still paid for 10 hours of work. You get a gas card for attending the interview. That tells me that they are having trouble finding people. You don't need to be a veteran to work here. Personalized dispatch. We do not test for marijuana. Sign-on bonus. Just trying to I can't imagine that this is always 165. It has to depend on the job you're doing. Okay, here we go. 401k, safety and performance bonuses, vacation, free uniforms. So this tells me that they are a W-2 job. So I'm just full-time or weekend shifts with no benefits are available. So maybe they are doing, we're going to check out their website. Maybe they are doing both employees and independent contractors. However, this keeps talking about the Twin Cities, which is like Minneapolis. Yeah, so we got to find out if this applies to Omaha. Let's go to locations. Minnesota, Michigan. Oh, look, check it out. Interested in working here? Contact Jeff Russ. And that is, I'm not going to click it because it's going to open my email, but if you look in the lower left-hand corner of the screen, it says mail to jeff@soldierdelivery.com. So it's jeff@soldierdelivery.com to contact Jeff Rusk about working in Omaha. If you're in these other cities, you can, oh, they're all Jeff, except this one's Ben. So when you hover over these links, you can see in the lower left-hand corner their email addresses. So let's check out employment. Join the family. It's all about health insurance, uniforms. It's about employees, but I'm still wondering, here's some contact information. Phone number, info. If you're not going to contact Jeff, I would contact Jeff. Facebook page, and I would send it to that email and just ask, do you only do employees or do you do independent contractors as well? Because they might. Okay. Doordash, Fedex. Medical equipment delivery driver. Now, medical equipment is probably going to be bigger things, portable machines, portable testing devices, big metal carts full of surgical instruments, things like that. Medical equipment is usually bigger. So ability to lift, pull, push, and carry heavy equipment daily. So this is not little lab specimens. So you're going to have to tell patients how to use their equipment, make deliveries in a straight truck or van. So you're going to have to probably take it to the patient's house. They're doing a lot more of people doing things at home rather than coming into offices or facilities now. So you would have to deliver it, probably set it up. This is safe use and care of respiratory equipment at the patient's residence. Instruct them on how to do it, and this is going to be a job, a W-2 job, not an independent contractor job. Because think about this, they're going to have liability, they're going to have to properly train you, you're probably going to be using their trucks, and here we have the benefits, which is another clue to it's a paycheck job, W-2 job, not a independent contractor job. Another Doordash, another Fedex. MedSpeed. MedSpeed, I believe, uses their own cars. Let's see. Yeah, company-owned vehicle, driving, transporting. It's like Quest or LabCorp, those types of cars. But they do different pickups and deliveries from offices and take things to labs. But this is a job, not a independent contractor situation. Amazon Flex, we've talked about this before. Amazon Flex is app-based, and you can pick up jobs when you want to. I think for a lot of couriers, it's a good idea to have a couple of these apps for times when your other work is slow or you need to fill in, or if you just want to do something different. Okay, general delivery. We looked at general delivery, I believe, in our company search. Okay, morning route, Monday through Friday, takes 1 to 1.5 hours. It's picking up mail, probably from like the central post office and taking it to businesses. Additional routes, great add-on for current drivers. Part-time contract, contract means independent contractor, that's what we want. Pay is $20 to $35 an hour, that's not bad. Light truck and delivery drivers, 1 year preferred experience. Okay, so general delivery, let's see if we can, this probably won't find anything. The city and state ends, try to find a company. Yep, we already looked at them. Remember, we looked at them when we did the business search. Okay, and the fact that they're advertising as well as we found their website, we know that they definitely want people. Okay, delivery driver, Monday, Wednesday, Friday evenings in Omaha. Doesn't mean it's the only thing they have. It just means this is what this route is about. So pick up cargo at 7 p.m.-ish and going to Norfolk at 9 p.m. on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So this is a like long haul type thing. Well, not super long haul. What are we talking? 2 hours, 7 to 9, plus you got to come back. So it's a 4-hour gig, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So route pay is $104. So if it takes 4 hours to do a round trip, that's a little bit over 25 bucks an hour, and plus partial fuel credit, which helps. And it says $312 a week, because remember, it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's not every day. Let's see. Again, it doesn't mean that they don't have other work. This is just one thing that they have. It's not a lot, 3 to 6 cartons per shipment. I would do this if I was in the area. I mean, it's probably pretty easy, one pickup, one drop off. And they're giving you a little bit back for fuel. And it is via Courier. Not really finding them, but we did see when I just did via Courier, I found them in Kansas City, Kansas. So let's check them out and see if they have something in Omaha. Here's their phone number. Area served. Yeah, so Nebraska is definitely covered. Omaha, Nebraska, right there. So the fact that we found that they have a job that they want people to do, you could, if you're in any of these areas, it would be good to call. Let's go to driving opportunities. See, sometimes you find things just by following the leads that you wouldn't find otherwise. Independent contract. There you go. You can go to their questionnaire, driver log, invoice log. Let's go to contact us. This is going to be Kansas City. This is for sales if you want to be a customer, but this is probably their main number. Yeah, 831-6300. And you can just say, hey, you're interested in work in Omaha. Who do you contact there? How do you get a hold of them? And see what they have. And see if they're doing independent contractors. Okay. CB driver, we already looked at them as a possible place to put your Courier resume and see if you can hook up with people that way. Courier, Fedex, Doordash, Courier staffing, armed courier needed. So you have to have arms. No, I'm just kidding. You have to be able to carry a weapon. Let's see, this is going to be a W-2 position, 40 hours, benefits, all that type of stuff. Real estate courier. So what they would want you to do is take videos of construction projects, run the lows for supplies. They pay for gas, car payment, insurance. So it's your car, but they're paying for everything. And it's probably, oh, wait a minute, a company car is provided, which you can keep at your house. It's a Prius. So this is going to be a W-2 job. And let's see, FedEx. This could probably be a fun job for a college kid. If they have the time to do it. It doesn't pay very well though. FedEx, overnight courier, food safety net services, exceptional customer service. This is a W-2 job. Courier physician's laboratory. Just kind of skimming through this. During scheduled shift, use a company cell phone to communicate with the lab. Company provided vehicle. This is going to be a W-2 job. Doordash, UPS, Fedex, American Red Cross, we looked at that one before. DHL, Courier Staffing, we looked at armed money courier, you'd be transporting money. That would be a W-2 job. FedEx, Food Safety Net. This is an overnight job. You know, one of the benefits of overnight jobs is not very much traffic. I really like that. I start so early in the morning because there's not very much traffic. I miss rush hour totally. Let's see. Company facility, maintenance of company facility, driving policy, driving and operating company vehicle. So this is going to be a W-2 job. Grubhub is an app, Uber Eats app, Amazon Flex, Courier Staffing. Boy, they really want that armed guard. It's the third thing that we've seen. Amazon Flex, FedEx, Food Safety Net. We've already looked at overnight courier. Company vehicle to pick up and deliver. Yeah, we've already looked at that. Amazon Flex, Doordash, delivery, driver, courier. Omaha, Nebraska, Tier 1 alerts. Any car, scooter, or bicycle in select cities. This is going to be an independent contractor. Oh, this is part of Doordash right here. FedEx, Doordash, 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 Uber Eats, Doordash, Amazon Flex, and FedEx. And we're done with this page. So that's going to be it for Omaha, Nebraska. I hope you found this helpful. We found a lot of companies. A good amount of them did not have websites, but don't let that deter you. They're busy delivering and they don't have time to be making websites. So let me know in the comments how you're doing with your job search. If you want me to do your city and I haven't done it yet, let me know that as well. If you have any feedback on how I can make this better, I would love that too. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I don't ask this very often, but it would be nice if you subscribed and participated because I love to get interaction and I always try to answer comments. If I don't answer it, it's because I didn't see it, but I always do try to answer comments and I do answer emails as well. You can email me at iamcouriergirl.com. iamcouriergirl@gmail.com if you want to contact me that way. So that's it for Omaha. I'm going to get on to my next set of deliveries and I will see you on the road.